Welcome to Sports News. The House of Representatives Committee on Sports has declared the Nigeria Football Federation election held on August the 26th as illegal and unconstitutional. The committee has asked Mr. Chris Giwa and his executive committee members to vacate the glass house with immediate effect. Sports Minister Tamanu Danagogo has also been directed to ensure full compliance in conformity with FIFA's directive.
Since the August 26, 2014 Congress did not conform to NFF statutes or regulations, the committee urges all interested parties to have to recourse to the advice contained in FIFA letter of 3rd September 2014. The committee further implores the Congress to meet soonest to decide a new roadmap and schedule on election that will allow all eligible Nigerians to participate freely and fairly.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Football Federation has fixed September the 25th as a tentative date for the elective Congress in Abuja. This follows the directive from World Football Governing Body FIFA that the Aminu Megiri-led board be reinstated and the General Assembly fashion a new roadmap for the country's football. The Megiri Executive Committee is now saddled with the responsibility of convening a General Assembly in order to proceed with the election of the new NFF officials.
Reversed the FIFA's letter, and we brought every member of the family to the knowledge of what happened, because the FIFA's letter is too explanatory. It has said almost all we wanted to hear, that it has directed this is what we'll do to develop our roadmap towards election. We are just putting the family together to review what we are directed to do by FIFA, which is the World Football Governing Body, and to bring everybody to notice, because the FIFA's letter is so explanatory, and this is just what we rehearse and keep everybody posted.
However, Chris Giwa has insisted that he will not give up his claim to be Nigeria Football Federation's president. This is despite a FIFA ultimatum that Nigeria will be suspended from global football on Monday, September the 8th, unless he gives up his assertion. Giwa said it's only the Court of Arbitration for Sport that can order him to vacate office. He has set up a 6-man committee to oversee the running of the Nigeria Premier League until the end of the season. Well, from the football house controversy to tennis now, Marin Cilic has qualified for the semi-finals at a Grand Slam for the first time. Cilic defeated Czech Republic's Thomas Berdych in straight sets 6-2, 6-4, 7-6 in a quarterfinal clash that stretched 2 hours 14 minutes at the US Open. The world number 9 becomes the first Croat to reach the US Open semis since Goran Ivanisevic in 1996. He plays the winner between Swiss Roger Federer and Frenchman Gael Monfils for a place in the final. And Serena Williams recovered from a slow start to brush aside Flavia Pennetta and power her way into the semi-finals of the US Open. The two-time defending champion, who's looking for her first Grand Slam title of the year, found herself 3-love down in a matter of minutes, but was hugely impressive thereafter in a 6-3, 6-2 victory. Williams has not lost more than 3 games in any set yet this tournament and will be a big favorite to beat surprise semi-finalist Ekaterina Makarova of Russia. Well, that's the final ace on our sports news. It's back to Bimbo with the rest of the news at 10.
On the foreign scene, today and tomorrow are very crucial concerning the future of Ukraine and the threat posed by the Islamic State as Western leaders meet in Wales for the NATO summit. As the summit opened, Western leaders criticized Russia for its destabilizing influence on the crisis in eastern Ukraine. Here's Cynthia Are with more details.
That's not all that's being said. They also intend to increase pressure on Russia if it does not change course. In its defense, Russia denies claims that it arms rebels and has troops in Ukraine. Separately, Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko and rebel leaders said a ceasefire could be agreed hopefully by tomorrow.
Russian troops are illegally in Ukraine. The extremist Islamist threat has risen in a new form in Iraq and Syria. These are just two of the threats that we face. NATO is the anchor of our security, and over the next 2 days we must reinvigorate and refocus this alliance to tackle new threats and to ensure it continues to foster stability around the world.
Then, speaking of security, India has issued a security alert in several states after an announcement by Al-Qaeda of the formation of an Indian branch of the group. In a video message, Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri said Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent would raise the flag of jihad across South Asia. Finally, according to a report by the World Health Organization, somebody dies by taking their own life every 40 seconds. It said suicide was a major public health problem that was too often shrouded in taboo. The WHO wants to reduce the rate of suicide by 10% by 2020, but warned that just 28 countries have a national suicide prevention strategy. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Bimbo.
Thank you, Cynthia. And the main news again. The United States has expressed concern over what it calls the worsening security situation in Nigeria. The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Africa, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, offered the assurance that the United States will support Nigeria and its security agencies to deal with terrorism. The Lagos State government has held a special awareness session with teachers and school owners on symptoms of Ebola disease. And Western leaders have criticized Russia for its destabilizing influence in the Ukraine. And that's it on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Up next is Focus on Africa. I'm Bimbo Loede. Have a very good night.